Hello, welcome back. Somber here. It's another in my series of videos on my Dominions 5 game, multiplayer, all Warhammer nations. Use my Warhammer mod, of course. I am playing as the Greenskins, more specifically. I am playing as the Bone-Nosed tribe, the Orcs and Goblins, Savage Orcs and Goblins, Forest Goblins and Savage Orcs. It is turn number 44. What's going on? Right, we've got Alteration up to level 6, and then we've got Thaumaturgy up to level 3. That's just for teleport, really, that we were getting that Thaumaturgy. But at Alteration level 6, we also get Army of Giants, very nice. We could potentially do some stuff with Darkness, because we do have some Death Casters, but that's kind of a hard one to cast. The other stuff, not so interesting. Frozen Heart's nice for us to have, as kind of an anti-thug thing, potentially. But yeah, mainly Army of Giants. Earth Gem Alchemy, we can get lots of gold from Earth Gems, but yeah, not really one for us because we don't have lots of Earth Gems. The Dwarfs have claimed the Throne of Death. So there's a weird thing going on with the Tomb Kings and the Dwarfs. The Tomb Kings attacked the Dwarfs even though I was attacking them. The Dwarfs didn't like that and has basically said that they're going to destroy the Tomb Kings, and they have purchased some provinces off me, or they should be sending me the gold for those, and I have kind of agreed to that. If they don't go along with that, obviously it'll have to be kind of a war with them if they just take provinces off me without paying me for them. But yeah, we're kind of Tomb Kings are being strange. They're being kind of passive, and also they've attacked the dwarfs and the ogres, and they're just attacking thrones basically. So I'm not exactly sure what they're doing, but it doesn't really matter. We just don't need to think about that. We can just take over their stuff, get on with cracking some forts, do a full invasion basically. Got some Vine Ogres from our Tree Lord, and we're going to try and get a Vine Ogre factory going. Nehekara, we get shot with some more fires from the sky. We cast Streams from Hades, so we've got our Deathcaster and Watercaster there. Death 3, Water 3, very useful. And we've got Gift of Health up, of course, now. So we have also searched for magic sites, didn't find anything, and got some blood hunting going on there. Nothing more really going on there, but we're getting good blood slave income these days. And then we get to see some battles. So Lepintha we attack. This is a bunch of chariots. This is a lot of province defense. So as you can see, this is basically just a province defense dump on their one of their forts, and I think that's going to be a problem because that's a lot of troops, and the archers are quite capable of chopping up these chariots as well. So yeah, you can see just very bad casualties straight off the bat, and we're probably not going to get very far there. And then they rout. Yeah, so this is the trouble with just these throwaway forces. I guess Tomb Kings just have taken their remaining gold and just dumped it into province defense on their forts, it seems like. Forest of Pine. This is our thug, Zogfang, who is, of course, been doing very well, and he's just against province defense, so that's an easy win. Relothia. This is the breakout. So the Dark Elves clearly realised that we were trying to Dominion kill them, and they've done a big breakout attack on us in Relothia. So this is a fairly large one. Let's pause it. So we've got, the Dark Elves have got some demons, not very many. They've got some Slaneshi Marauder of the Serpents. They've got a bunch of Long Dead at the front, and then just some animals and things from their Beastmasters. And then they've got a couple of other bits and pieces. They've got some Doomfire Warlocks, which are very nasty, and some of those, what are they called? Hellstrider cavalry with the Hell Scourges, and then they've got a bunch of mages at the back here. It's mainly a communion. There's actually a lot less magical firepower than I thought. I was very worried about some of these very powerful mages like Marath. He's super powerful. Obviously, their god is very powerful. So I was kind of worried about those casting very nasty stuff, but there's not as many as I thought. And then here's our army, so it's physically stronger than their army, and it's got kind of some thugs and things. It's got a god there. But we don't actually have a lot in the way of missile units. I moved most of my archers and things away. We've got some, and we will be doing flaming arrows. So let's just play at normal speed, and we'll see what happens. So a bunch of so I got Poison Ward going off. I've done Arrow Fend, which is going to be nice. So everyone's now got Air Shield. Oh, we look as if we've got damage because we've just put Gift of Health, but we haven't actually had time to benefit from it yet. So you can see we've got some fire arrows and things going up too. We've cast Howl, that's very important. They're casting kind of a mix of terror. Yeah, terror. They're trying to kind of rout us. But our archers are actually hitting some of their mages, which is nice. The Howl is going to cause a lot of trouble. We've cast some things. We've got some ice elementals. We've got air elementals and things. They've cast some elementals as well, some ice elementals. But yeah, you can see that they're kind of open to being attacked by Howl here. So hopefully we'll see some wolves coming in and causing trouble. But their front line is just not very strong compared to our war boys. We can go through those long dead fairly easily. And there's just not enough demons and things to stop us really. Some poison stuff got thrown out there. Poison clouds and stuff got thrown onto us, I think. And their front line has now collapsed. Our archers are still picking at them. And we're now charging at them. And there's some wolves and things coming in from Howl. So I think now their mages just don't have anyone defending them, so they're in real trouble. So we just charge in and start slaughtering mages. Marathi takes a big hit there. Marathi's now routed, I think. And then the rest of their forces are routed. So overall, not very successful with the Dark Elves. They didn't cast like a big battlefield enchantment or anything that wrecked us. The battle didn't go very long, to be honest. Let's just look at what casualties we had. So we killed 4 of the Convent Initiates, killed a Herald of Slaanesh, killed all of their stuff, assorted stuff, lots of long dead and things, including these treacherous Orc slaves. What did we lose? We lost not very much here, not very much here. Some Boar Boys, that's a bit unfortunate, 6 Boar Boys, and losing 33 War Boys. I mean, that was our main force, but we just lost them at the front line, basically, to poison and stuff like that. But they did great just chopping up the front line, so that's okay. You know, it puts us firmly in control of the capital, and that's pretty much the end of the Dark Elves now. There's a battle in Runia. This is us attacking the Tomb Kings. This is another quite small force, but there's less province defense here, so we may win this one. Yes, the chariots do well. Chopping through the front. And then we attack the back. Yep. That's a fairly easy expansion. And this is Crusher Grimzog, who is on his way. Savage Up Big Boss Rising. Could become a war boss. And then we've got a battle in Oakland. This is a pretty small force. Just some archers and some troops. There's some war boys, but then they've done a province defense dump. Really big one in this case. I think this is the biggest one we've seen. And that's going to be enough to chop us up fairly easily, because we're not really equipped to deal with that many archers is the main problem. Yep, so we lose that one. So, you know, a bit of resistance for the Tomb Kings, losing our kind of throwaway forces we were attacking them with. Just on their forts is where they've dropped with their province defense. Some unexpected events. Runia. We get a war boss. I think that's what we were just looking at. Yeah, that is this lad here. It's just been promoted up. Rame, a goblin boss, becomes a big boss, so that's nice. We're getting some troops to replace the stuff we lost. Sodden Merc, this is a great event. Adept of Pyriflegathon and his apprentices have settled in the province. So you get 4 Pyromancers, which are Fire 1. You get an Adept of Pyriflegathon, and he is a Fire 2, I think, with some Fire Gems. And you get a Lab, which I don't really care about, but I'll just move them somewhere safe and they can be researchers, basically, because they don't really give us any new paths or anything. And then in the Dawnlands, Terminal Magic, fine. So, Halbathria we still haven't broken into. Various other places. We've got into Ralothia. You can see now that this is independent because Goddess of Nagarond has been permanently vanquished because of no Dominion. So we did get rid of them by that. We don't have to do any painful fort storming or anything like that. So it's a very simple mop-up of that one remaining province. And that means that their Burden of Time is gone now. Which is probably why we didn't get any, when we cast Gift of Health, it didn't have to overcast anything. It's just replaced the slot that was lost from Burden of Time going down. So that was nice timing for us. Got some lack of supplies in Runia that I need to deal with. Let me have a quick look at that. So these guys are not in great shape, but there's still quite a lot of them. Crusher Grimzog, he didn't have that many before, but now he got promoted to a war boss, so he gets lots of troops and stuff. And I think it's the Orcish thing to do is just to push on, even though we've got this lack of supplies and our troops are not in great condition. Hopefully we can just knock over whatever province defense is there. Anything else here? No, other than Dogfang is now has legendary agility, or heroic agility. Extraordinary agility it's called, which is helpful for him because he does rely on his defense a little bit. Anyway, what are we doing on the Tomb King front? Well, we are going to attack this, which had lots of province defense. We're going to send in Zogfang, who should be able to deal with that. I think his script will include an air shield. Yes. So Mistform, personal regeneration, fire shield, air shield. I think I might switch this round to be air shield, fire shield, because they will be shooting at him. It is important to get fire shield up, but should be fine. And then I guess we could attack rear using flight or something. We could go flight attack rear, but I think I'll just avoid the encumbrance, the fatigue from it, and I'll just say do that. So he should be fine knocking those over. I don't know if I've got a spare secondary thug to send in case he gets wounded or something. But yeah, he should be okay knocking over province defense, I would think. Because of his fire shield, he should be able to deal with the little swarms from the death one they have, and he should just slowly chop through everything. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe that'll go wrong, but I think I'm relatively confident that he can deal with that on his own. Over here, we're going to keep sieging Halbathria, and we're moving tons of troops down here into Ireme, and we're moving troops onto Oaklands. So we have a big force going onto Oaklands, and the basic plan there is we're having a I think the only thing we're doing is flaming arrows. Are we casting any other big things? I don't think we've got the gems to do a howl there. We just don't have the... Yeah, we've only got 2 nature gems there, so we can't do a howl, which is a bit of a shame. But instead, we're just doing tons of ashes to ashes, which, with all of those holy twos against that province defense attached to the fort, which there'll be tons of, should actually be quite good. Just throwing all those ashes to ashes on top of them should work okay. And it is heat as well, and ashes to ashes is a fire-based banish, so that'll work quite well. But yeah, I'm moving more stuff in, and we're just going to start taking all this stuff seriously now. I think we're just going to do a proper invasion and deal with the Tomb Kings, because they kind of have just let us deal with them, so I think we should. And the dwarfs are talking about taking these 3 provinces, so they want to move up to here and knock over this fort, and they want to move and take these various things. So I have agreed to that, and they'll give me some gold for that. We'll see about how much gold I get off them for that. Casting wise, I'm moving out some more thugs and things down here using stuff like Cloud Trapeze. I'm just kind of moving more stuff down here to quickly deal with the Tomb Kings, make sure that it doesn't drag on. I am forging over here more Lightless Lanterns, obviously, Sanguine Dowsing Rods, Boots of Youth. Unfortunately, our Blood 4, well, Blood 3, and then they're holding a Bloodthorn Sorceress has become diseased. This is one we empowered. So I'm going to put Boots of Youth on them. I've got Boots of Youth currently on Urbon, who's our Super High Astral who I want to protect. But yeah, I'm going to put it on Boots of Youth on her as well. And I hope Gift of Health will be able to deal with this. I don't actually know, but I think it will be able to deal with Diseased and Never Healing Wound eventually. But disease is the main thing. I just don't want them to die off from disease. So we'll do that. We could also put a Ring of Regen on them. It might be worth us forging a Ring of Regen. We could do with just having some more people here forging, possibly. Maybe I'll just have Durgut forge a Ring of Regen. Like they're so useful in general that it's worth having some. And I can stick it on a diseased person to keep them alive. Are we forging anything else exciting? We're forging a Tree Lord's Staff, because doing that will let us then do more Vine Ogres. And we are forging a Ring of Wizardry, which is terrifically expensive in Astral, but it will give us a great ability to increase the paths of things that we need when we need it. So yeah, going to do that. Doing the Horned Helm and some more Frostbrands and things. We're going to keep making thugs. I think the thugs are fun, and we want to have like 20 thugs or so running around doing stuff. I did consider summoning up like a Spectral Mage, but I think at the moment I don't have that many Death Gems, and I'd kind of like to just save those. So we're just going to do research with this is our best Water and Death caster, and we'll maybe use the Death Gems for something else in a little bit. There's a few different things we could use those for. Possibly eventually Tartarians, given we've got Gift of Health, but that's perhaps not super likely to reach in this game. Elsewhere, yeah, everything's just carrying on pretty much as normal. So what is happening is big invasion of Tomb Kings. We're going to get some thugs over here, and we're going to get water rings on them and to go and knock down these underwater provinces. That's just going to be all thug work, and we're going to do that as quickly as we can. I think the one that I'm cloud trapezing over is going to be doing that. Let's have a look. Where's he going from? Oh, there's my Fire 3 that I got and his little initiates. They're all just moving in there to go and do research. Yeah, he has got a water ring, so I think he is cloud trapezing over there to move over and start hitting those. Skullbiter. And we'll have a few more of those thugs. Grimgrod and Badzod could probably both do that as well. Just get them all over there, as long as they're sensibly equipped with items. think that's pretty much everything for this turn. So I will catch you next turn. Oh, I guess the thing to be aware of is over here. I'm moving all my people out, but we're storming this because there's not much here. I just wanted to mention that I got a bunch of owl quills. See, I've moved them over so they're being held by the people who are staying behind, but that's because I killed all of those researchers that Nagaron sent out, so it's nice to get some extra owl quills for free by doing that. And we can see, we'll keep a watch on Gorkzilla and see how many of these afflictions we can get rid of. Eventually, if we get rid of a bunch of them, Mute is the main one I want to get rid of. Yeah, there it is, Mute. Half magic skills, we want to get rid of that so that you can cast some cool stuff. But he should heal those up because of Gift of Health being up. If we click on Gift of Health and have a look at it. Chance of healing afflictions, about 10% per Dominion, aging reduced by half, and plus 10% per Dominion level. So we could do with getting him into somewhere with high Dominion to heal up. Oh, he actually can. Yeah, I think maybe I will then. He can move into somewhere with higher Dominion. I didn't think he could, but he can get over here, and this has got nice high Dominion. So maybe I'll just send him over there to sort of heal up his afflictions and be useful again. Cool, that's everything for this turn. I will see you next turn. Welcome back. It is turn number 45. More corpsemen, a cloud trapeze, and apparently I misclicked this one, which we'll see in a moment from Grut Skullbiter, so I sent him to the wrong place. Very unfortunate. We have done some site searching and found nothing. We've got plenty of slaves, and then we see some battles. So Khorne attacking Independence. This is kind of interesting. This is Bogus. Bogus and the Adventure Squad have landed on them. And I imagine since we know they've got Hellbind Heart, they're probably going to try and use that. Have they got Hellbind Heart caster? They do. 3 turns, 92 fatigue. Let's watch. We can see that they've also got Skilla and Fingrim, the Blood Beast. So yeah, very nasty. Good stuff. Crown of Bones. Crown of Bones is a weird thing to have, but I guess it's to help him give him Undead Command. Anyway, that's Skilla. Or Scylla. Hellbind Heart is coming out. We've seen a couple of Hellbind Hearts, nothing so far. There's Bogus. Scylla has reached the back rank, as so have the Riders, and we've already seen some rout. So I think their only chance to get a Hellbind Heart here is going to be Bogus. Oh! They got him! They got Bogus. Very nice. They bogged him up. Bogus the Troll Raider has joined Khorne. Yeah, so pretty nice for Khorne. They're going to equip him up, presumably. Yeah, well played. Is that all they got? Yeah, they got Bogus and they killed the rest. Battle in Beligor. Just knocking over some province defense from the Tomb Kings. Straightforward. Second Forest, this is the dwarfs going and taking that fortress, and this is where I made my mistake. You will see. So this is big dwarf force. We've got protection of Valaya and various other things going on there. They've got their Rune Lords, who are pretty nasty in combat. They can cast some big stuff. They've got lots of Sacreds. They've got tons and tons and tons of Iron Breakers. That's because they've had all these resources all game long. And you can see they've got super high protection and are very nasty. And then they've got a bunch of Iron Drakes as well. So a very nasty force. Unfortunately, this is what was supposed to be here, this Goblin Wolf Rider Scout. But unfortunately, we accidentally cloud trapezed in Grunt Skullbiter, who is going to get absolutely nothing done here. And this is a total waste of these items. I'm particularly annoyed about... because the dwarfs are going to pick these items up. I'm annoyed about giving the Ring of Regeneration in particular. But this is a massive waste. And yeah, I just clicked on the wrong province. But the stuff that he is armed with is not going to be any use at all against the dwarfs. So yeah, it would be fine against province defense. That was kind of what he was equipped to deal with. But not going to do a thing against these guys. Legions of Steel, Protection of Valaya. Protection of Valaya, that's their auto cast thing, is it? I can't remember what Protection of Valaya actually does. It's funny when I've made these things and I can't remember what they do. Protection of Valaya might actually be poison resistance, if I'm remembering right. It is poison resistance, fair enough. Anyway, our Thug is thugging up ready to fight Province Defense, so he's got high protection, he's got Mist Form. and fire shield, but not much else. So he's just going to walk into these dwarfs and get mangled. You can see how slow the dwarfs are. They would really suffer from a foul vapours being dropped on them here. But he walks in. He's immediately been hit. His defense is down to nothing, and he has lost his shield immediately, and he has lost his armor. He had a he's lost his furs, and that's because the iron breakers have this iron breaking ability that they're hitting him with. So his armor's gone, he just gets flattened. Yeah, so total waste, and the dwarfs get a bunch of magic items, presumably. But yeah, massive accident. That I knew the dwarfs were going to move there, and I didn't intend for him to be there at all. In Lapintha, we have our other thug here, a more successful one, Zogfag. So he's here and everything. And this is because this province defense previously had resisted us, so we set him specifically to deal with it. So he's air shielded, he has personal regen, fire shield, and I believe he also put up a mist form, yeah. And he is well equipped to deal with province defense, so that shouldn't be a problem for him at all. So we'll just watch this. So he's taking the occasional hit, but he's got regeneration going. He's got a frostbrand, he's got decent defense, he's got protective force, which is actually quite an important one to have. He is taking hits, but he's got enough regen, and he's got the vine shield, stopping it from being too many hits. And of course, air shield's helping him a great deal against all these arrows. If I hadn't scripted air shield, he may have been in trouble there, actually. But he's just slowly picking them off. And then, once these guys come in, the archers don't have their long weapons, so they're just going to get roasted by that fire shield. And that is the Tomb King's province defense dealt with. Which I think is the main use of these thugs, for just destroying province defense. And they're a bit of overkill, but I do have that construction site, of course, so I've been getting all this stuff cheap. In Oakland, this is a big force of ours going and taking a province defense of a fort. So we've got arrow fend and flaming arrows, so we're going to win the arrow duel very easily here. And then we've got a lot of banish. And in Heat 3 scales, or Heat 2 possibly in this province, with all those fire banishes, that's going to make short work of their front line, and the flaming arrows will tear apart that back line, destroy all those archers fairly easily. And we've got a few bit of cavalry has gone in there. They have air shields, of course, so that's going to help them survive the friendly fire. Yeah, so that's a pretty straightforward one. I don't think Grom even got to do anything. And we cast some elementals, but they were a bit of a waste. We lose just some goblins, nothing important. And we get tons and tons of kills with our great shamans, which is nice. Goes to show just having tons of banishes is really good with those holy twos against Tomb Kings. Battle in Bretonia, this is them taking the fort. The only thing that's in there, so this is the thing that gave the ogres so much trouble before, is Milady, the Great Enchantress, because she just made herself impossible to kill. But they've got a better plan this time, I'm hoping. Tons of Toothcracker on their guys. It looks like it's kind of a similar force they've sent. You can see they've got lots of man-eaters here too, some real elite troops. And they've also got a thugged out Yeti Shaman with the enchanted pikes. He might be able to do something. And they've also got the arena winner. So this should be Brag the Gutsman. There was a bug with his name, but he's got the golden sandals. You can see those are really good. So maybe I would have just sent him in to go and kill her, to be honest. Or not very much else. I wouldn't have been using these sacreds, I think. But let's see what happens. Let's see what she casts. Solar rays. He has reached her. Blam. Yeah, so that makes all the difference, that you just have a super hard-hitting magical weapon there to deal with her and her buffs. And then the troops just go out there and chop them up on the walls. It's an easy win for the ogres. They lose some enslaved and nothing else. It's just chaff. We've taken over Rolothia, of course, and we've got some events. First Goblin Big Boss has been promoted to a War Boss. Very nice. An Orc Boss is a Big Boss. Very nice. We get some Astral Pearls, always nice to see those, 8 of those. And we get some Fire Gems, also very nice. I never get Death Gems. I really want Death Gems. Worldwide event, Evocation Rituals are cheaper this month, but there's not really anything we can do with that. We don't have any Evocation research either. And then we haven't got into Lapintha or Nehekara. We've started to destroy Oakland, and we have breached Halbathria, so we could, in theory, storm this turn. And then in Belagor, we're seeing some disease and stuff. This is just Crusher. Has been wandering around. We've got the death scales here, so that the Tomb King's lands are a bit depleted. So are we going to storm in Halbathria? The answer is no. We're going to do a bit of preaching first because we don't have very much mage support. So I've got a whole bunch of mages coming in. We can see them, tons of extra mages. Well, not tons, but a good number of extra mages, and they'll be able to cast useful stuff, including Howl. There should be a Howl caster coming in. In fact, I need to check that. Is there? There should definitely be a Howl caster coming in. Yeah, we've got a couple of people who can do that. The Great Shamans can cast Howl. So we've got Howl and banishes, flaming arrows, air elementals, whatever. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. And we've got tons of these undead here that can help us with our storm. So we'll be storming that one. And perhaps we should have some flying thugs in there as well, but I don't know that I do actually have any. I can't remember what's in there. I think it's just tons of troops and some mages, right? Like, pretty normal stuff. Over here, we're moving over more forces here, and we're of course preaching because we've got tons of priests there, and then we'll crack into that one as soon as we can in Oakland as well. I think our thugs are off attacking here, so we've got 2 thugs that we have sent to deal with the province defence over there in Griffin Spires because I imagine it's quite strong. There could be some patrolling forces as well. And then I've got this thug here, Morzog, who was moving on Nehekara, but I think that's actually a bit pointless. I'll send him over here to help with this storming this fort next turn. Do that instead. Rockgrob's hanging out there. Yeah, I'm moving some more like gem mules around to help them out, but that's basically everything that's happening on the Nehekaran front. And we've got some rings of we've got some underwater rings basically, and we're gonna as soon as we can get over here and get these because I don't want the dwarfs to just take them all, but it would be good to go and steal those. So we're getting on with that, and that's kind of a job for the thugs, right? When they land over here. Where's my nearest lab? I do have a lab here. So Morzog, you could at this point actually have a ring of water breathing. Could you get anywhere useful from there? Yeah, instead of sending him over there to help with that storm, actually I think what I'm going to do is send him so he can knock over these province defences underwater. He's got decent enough paths and things, and he's got a bottle of living water which will help him, so I think he'll be okay going and doing that. So we'll send him over to do that. Yeah, and we should try and land more thugs over here, I think. That's a useful staging point for them because there's a lab there. We could send over... Grotgit could be sent over, potentially. Should we do that? We've got Cloud Trapeze online, so let's Cloud Trapeze Grotgit over there into Thodaz. And we can see that we can do that. That's maximum range, but it means that we can send more. We can do that with more troops if we want to. So we could send like Oakthrog, so he's in a position he can Cloud Trapeze over. So I think I might do that too. Send Oakthrog down there. Forging wise, what are we doing this turn? We're doing a winged helmet. That's an important one because we've got the Ring of Wizardry now. We're forging a cornucopia because that's useful for casting Howl all the time. We're awakening some Vine Ogres because we've got this pretty substantial Ivy Lord bonus over there. And we've got an Ivy Lord bonus here. So we're getting Vine Ogres to build up our forces. I believe they each give 1. Yeah, that gives 1. That gives 1. There's some artifacts that give more, I think. And yeah, not really forging or casting much else. We're forging like vine shields and boots and things like that, basic thug equipment. There's an amulet of resilience. That's useful for the wyverns because they don't have foot slots, the great shamans on wyverns. Forging more lightless lanterns and things, but we've equipped all our lightless lanterns. All that stuff's done. We've got a ring of regen kicking around and a few other bits like that, but nothing super exciting. I think our next kind of research goal, I'm kind of thinking about going for Tartarians because we've got a gift of health. And if we go up in Conjuration to Tartarian Gate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 death we would need. But we can get up there. There's a few other things we can get that have high death that we can put together in enchantment and Conjuration. At the moment, we could get with a Ring of Sorcery and a Ring of Wizardry, take off the water bracelet, put those 2 on. We could get up to death level 6 already, so we'd only need to start with a death 4, and we can boost it up by 3. So yeah, if we could get this Cockthead to summon us up something with high death. There's nothing we can do at the moment, but we could get up to death 4 in the future, I think. There's various things we can have, but I really don't have very great death income, so it'd be nice to have some more people bringing us death income. Maybe if I take this off Dregbiter, can you cast us some Dark Knowledge? He can cast Dark Knowledge down here. Yeah, let's do that. Our god is going just to hang around in places that have labs and have high dominion because we want to take these afflictions off him. I think that's a sensible thing to do. And yeah, not a huge amount else going on. We've got our adept to the Golden Order. He's plenty healthy. Have we fixed anyone yet? Yeah, our empowered Garnet Sorceress is just got a never healing wound now, no longer diseased. Gift of Health has been doing a good job kind of fixing these people up. Did she cast anything interesting? Well, not really, because we haven't really been researching that stuff, right? We've got a few different things we could cast, but there's mostly globals, and the global slots are all full. And if we do one, we've got a 2 in 5 chance of knocking over one of our own globals, so it's becoming a bad idea, basically. So yeah, that's more or less everything for this turn. Nothing that exciting. We're not doing any big moves, and I guess we'll just have to wait for next turn and see how that goes. So I will see you then. Welcome back. It is turn number 46. 300 gold from Karazakrak. This is an agreement with the dwarfs. We let them have some provinces and they've got to pay us 900 gold over the course of 10 turns or so, so that's fine, just getting some gold there. Dark Knowledge, we found a Garden of Bones, which is a death 1 income. Got to get Cloud Trapezed into somewhere that I needed him to be. I forget why, actually. Let's have a look. We sent him down here just to be helpful in Thodaz. He could do various things there. I decided to build a temple with him. Course Round Construction. My global enchantment was dispelled when another global enchantment was created. And it turns out that this is the Wood Elves specifically casting the Oak of Ages, which was my nature gem generating global. So that's an act of war on me as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to hit them this turn, but in the next couple of turns, I'm definitely going to teach them a lesson for doing that. Augury, no new sites. And nothing found by site searching, which is a bit of a shame. The Tomb Kings don't appear to have site searched very much, or at least they haven't found very many sites, because what I've conquered has not really increased my gem income very much at all. But I guess we'll see about that. Then we've got some battles. I attacked in Griffin Spires. This is my 2 thugs, so Nobgrub over there and Zogfang. They're both pretty good, pretty well proven thugs. This is a lot of province defense and relatively nasty, but it shouldn't be a problem for them. They've got lots of buffs they're throwing up. So they'll take some hits, but they've got the regen to overcome it. And then the fact there's 2 of them splits the action, just to make sure nothing goes wrong. Yep, so I'm glad that I sent 2, because I feel like it could have gone wrong if there'd just been one of them. But with 2 of them, it's pretty much guaranteed. We've gotten decent use out of our thug. We've lost 2 expensive thugs, kind of by being a bit silly. One of them was just me misclicking, and one of them was me not giving them shock resistance when I gave them the Thunder Whip, which was stupid. This is me pinging the fortress in Halbathria. There's nothing in there, so we're just going to storm that with some troops. And then we've got unexpected events. A priest of Gorgzilla has blessed us. We've got extra gold dominions, so we get some nice gold there. And then in Mammoth Grove, fire gems, air gems, water gems, very nice. Worldwide event, evocations are cheaper. That's just continuing from last month. And we lost a scout there to Khorne, that's fine. So we've breached Oaklands and Halbathria. We'll be storming both of them this turn. We lost a Golden Order adept to a disease, and we got a promotion. So, storming wise, in Oaklands, this is the one we're taking a bit more seriously, so let's just select everyone. This is a little tip for anyone watching, and they're going to go, how did I not know this, if they didn't already know it. You can select everyone that you want to do something, and then you press Control-T, which is script selected commanders. So you can see that we've got troops on attack rear. They're going to be on attack closest, actually. So this is our storming force, but the crucial thing here is we've got flaming arrows going up. We've got mass flight and arrow fend off backslasher. We've got howl and serpent's blessing going up as well in case something weird happens. And then, yeah, just lots and lots of troops, including Grum. So basically, I think probably want you to hold for a turn and then attack rear because you're going to be flying. Basically, yeah, we're just going to use mass flight to quickly take that one out. But that will give us a throne and knock one of those castles out. And once we've taken these 2, we'll just roll on and keep taking stuff and finish the Tomb Kings off because they are being vaguely annoying. I mean, they're being very passive, but the fact they're just letting me do all of this stuff, it's fine. Over here, we are taking 2 of our thugs underwater. We're going to take those underwater provinces off them. We might end up in a fight with the dwarfs very shortly because of all this. You know, they've taken the water up there. I imagine they're going to hit this water here because they've got that stuff. So we're going to try and head them off, make sure we get this, and we're going to keep going through this water here. Maybe Khorne will join in on taking water provinces. I don't know. looking at the global situation, we've got Riches from Neath, Eyes of God, Earthblood, Deepwell, Mother Oak, Gift of Health. So the dwarfs have got the best globals up at the moment. We could throw a global up. We've only got 1 out of 5 chance of hitting our own global, but I don't have anything that I particularly want to put up at this moment. I could put up like Stellar Focus, but I don't know how overcast some of the globals are. It might just fail. So this turn, all I'm really doing is forging some armor and some bits and pieces. Forging Bag of Winds. I'm going to have lots more thugs and things, but I'm just kind of working on that currently. Still trying to save up Death Gems to cast some good stuff with that, and we're researching up Conjuration, because I think maybe we're just going to go for Tartarians. I think I can get up there. How much does that take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 death. So we've got a death 3, and we can give them 3 boosters, because we can give them Ring of Sorcery, Ring of Wizardry, and Skullstaff, but that only takes us up to 6. We need to be up to 7, so we'd need higher death, but I believe that Conjuration gives us access to a death 4. I'm trying to remember who's got death 4. It's the Mound Fiend or Wraithlord death 4. King of Banefires. I think they're all death 3s. Maybe the death 4 is the Lich, which is in Enchantment, I think. Lichcraft. I'm just going to look this up actually. I'll look it up in Mod Inspector. It'll take me a second. Mod Inspector says that the Lich is death 4. So if we want to go up and get Tartarians, that is the way to do it. The Mound Fiend is death 3. We've already got that. And what was the other one we were considering? Oh, there's Wraith Lords. They're death 3 as well. Immortal. So the Lich is the way to do that if we want to go up to Tartarians. I kind of feel like that's fun and interesting. What would we get if we went up to level 8 enchantment for Lichcraft? Not things I'm super interested in apart from Mass Regeneration, which is very good. And Fire Fend is very good as well. And Thunder Fend, those are nice spells to have in big battles. Frost Fend, Thunder Fend, Fire Fend. Mists of Deception is also pretty great. But it's very hard to cast, so maybe not what we would be doing. Should we go for Lichcraft? I mean, it's so many death gems, and then we don't have a good death gem income. It's a bit of a problem, that, isn't it? What are we getting at Conjuration 7? Living Castle, Wild Hunt. There was things that we were going to do, but our nature gem income is greatly decreased. And then there's the Kings of Elemental, this and that, you know. It would be nice to get some of those. Queens of Elemental Water, Queen of Elemental Air. These would be nice things for us to get. We got lots of air gems. We could do that. I think I will go up that and get the Elemental Royalty, and then maybe we'll just put that on our wish list. Do it like that. We've got lots of research coming in anyway. So researching, we're forging a Bag of Winds. We've now got enough that we can get Bags of Winds. We've got Armor of Knights, a few other bits and pieces. Nothing really amazing being forged this turn. So that's what we're doing there. Casting some auguries and things. And we're building some thugs. So we've got Morglum, who's built up as a thug. I'm going to move them over there. And I'm going to move Badzod and Grimgrod over there. This is just so that we've got stuff to hit the Wood Elves with and teach them a lesson. For being irritating, honestly. Being annoying, knocking my global down. How dare they? Down here we've got various thugs, but they're going to be busy doing this. And we're moving some forces to Nekara. We're moving a bunch of these corpse constructs just to get the siege going a bit more, and we're moving some mages and things down there because they're not going to be tied up here anymore. And we're going to just roll through that and go and grab that. Did we want to send somebody? I think we made a cornucopia, and maybe we want to send a mage with a cornucopia. Let's take Grotslash, give him the cornucopia, because he's going to be necessary to avoid us from facing like starvation and stuff as we roll through here. Who's using more supplies? Oh, we've got lots of mages. I think I'll just move him in at the back here and just make sure this army's got supplies. Because we're moving into death scales, the supplies here are pretty bad. And the cornucopia is very useful for various mages. Actually, we're not leaving any mages there, so I'm just going to send him a... Oh, he'll move there and then move to Nekara, that's fine. Anything else? Not really. Lots of blood income. I'd like to really start using this blood income, but I haven't really researched blood spells, so what I should be doing is getting lots of blood 2s, so I'm forging Brazen Vessel, and then just mass forging the contracts, because the contracts are super good and they're not terribly expensive. So if we look at what we can forge, we've got soul contracts that give you devils, but they're quite expensive. You can see. If you get them early, really good. I have not got them early, so they're not really good. Lifelong protection is what we want. We just throw that on tons and tons of commanders. They're just chucking imps out the whole time, and we can do some kind of fatigue plays and things with that. Very, very strong, and it's only 40 slaves, so we can start cranking those out. I think that's just. Am I right in thinking that's blood 2 to do lifelong protection? Yeah. So we can just do blood 2 lifelong protections. Let's just do that. We'll get a brazen vessels up on these guys, and we'll just keep doing that. That will be what our blood income is for. I've stopped doing the vine reanimation over here because we're quite low on nature gems now because we lost our global. I would like to have more gem income. I had amazing gem income before. It's still pretty good, but having lost a bunch of nature gems and I'm being very wasteful with gems, well, I'm just using them. That's what they're there for. I'd like to just get some more going. So if we could do some more site searching as well, that'd be really good. Over there, we could do with somebody doing an augury or whatever. Yeah, they're already doing that. It's just irritating that this hasn't yielded that much stuff, taking over and site searching these sites, these lands that I took over. You can see that I have actually site searched a fair bit of it. It's just hasn't really given me that much. Can I redirect one of you? I'm going to send a little git over here to do some site searching, and maybe I want some site searching there as well. Let's move. Mechwart, you maybe. Gromgrot? Gromgrot. There we go. So we're just moving some more stuff out to do site searching generally, see if we can keep hold of those provinces for a bit. And then attacking Wood Elves, I think. Seam Kings went up here and stole this off them, I guess. Or we would probably want to go and grab that. That would be nice. And I want to go and get that. If I get those two, I'll only need one more to win, so I will almost certainly be at war with various people at that point. But I could just try and crack to the Mountains of Madness as soon as possible and get that. I could go up and maybe challenge Khorne for that one. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's it for this turn, and I think that will be it for this video. Don't want to spend any more time on it, so I will see you next video. Hope you've been enjoying the series. Let me know if you have any feedback to give me. Peace.